I believe you bought your mom a house recently. I mean, that's a big life moment. So for you, what was that like and the emotions on her face?
Really, I ain't got the full experience of seeing how she feels when she actually gets in the house, but like, I'm already knowing, like, by how she texts me and stuff, she's just a happy camper right now, and it's just a blessing because I know where I come from and I know just the little things, and being able to buy my mother a house and my sister and her kids is just a blessing because you never would think you could do that some days. So I just thank God, honestly.
How big of a role has family played in your entire life?
It's played the biggest role because without family, without struggles, you don't really have no motivation, and that'd be the problem with a lot of dudes. And I feel like with my family, like we've been through so much, it just pushes me to keep wanting to go and provide for them and help for our family. So they've been one of the biggest help.
You're a highly touted guy going to Kentucky and coming out, had a great season. But there were some ups and downs, like you said. Like you feel like whether it was growing up or now, there's always bits of adversity that you've had to deal with and overcome. How was it adversity-wise growing up and then going to this program like Kentucky?
Honestly, just like my life before getting to school was just prepared me for that moment because like I've been through a lot of difficult times where you don't have someone to talk to you and you don't have someone to motivate you, so you got to motivate yourself. So really just going to college, sometimes they want to see if you're going to motivate yourself when it goes left, and the coach is not going to always push you. They want to see if you can bring it out yourself. So I'd say it just prepared me for the future and the Kentucky season, and understanding that everything doesn't go your way and everything don't go the way on your time. It's just if you keep going and you keep trying, it's going to come. But when you stop trying, that's when it's over with.
So what were those emotions like sometimes when you were coming off the bench? You might not be playing as much as you wanted to, and the whole world knows how talented you are, what you're capable of. How difficult was that for you?
At first it was a little difficult, but over time it just like you got to grow into it, and you got to play with a chip on your shoulder and play basketball and understand that when you get in the game you got to perform, and if you don't, you won't get no more time. So that's how I look at it, and I just try to go in the game and do what the coach wants me to do in the time he wants me to do. So I never looked at it as like I'm not as good, or I just looked at it as motivation to go out there and I get to watch the players play before I get to go in, so they be a little tired when I get in. So that's how I looked at it, and I try to keep that same mindset the whole year.
I think a lot of people look at you, teams otherwise look at you as a guy that in this draft, you think about star power, you think about flair, you're a guy that can bring some of that. Do you feel like you're that guy?
I mean, growing up, I always had the mindset of, in my head, I feel like I'm that dude, but in the back of my head, I don't ever show it to people. And you know, like sometimes you gotta be a little confident to actually believe it. And sometimes like I have the negative confidence in the back of my head to be like, oh, but over time I feel like it's just the fact of I just started praying and understanding that it don't go the right way every time. So that just motivated me and made me more balanced to just play basketball the right way every time and understand that it's not gonna go your way every time.
What do you think makes Rob Dillingham a potential star player?
I would just say my love for the game and the motivation I have for it, and I just love basketball. Basketball is a fun thing to me. I feel like regular people don't get to really compete in a basketball game, and like that's like a perk of my life. I feel like when I get in the game, it's just so like I feel like I enjoy it so much that I can't not do good at it, or I can't like force myself to get in a position where I will help my team or do whatever I can to be the best with what I can be.
Obviously, it seems wide open throughout the top 10. You've been projected everywhere, really, in the top 10. Where do you see yourself fitting in this draft? Do you have a goal in mind? Is it top 3? Is it trying to compete for #1? Where do you see yourself?
Honestly, like people have been asking me this a lot recently, and I just look at it as like I just want to be in position to play basketball somewhere where a coach is going to trust me and he actually believes in me to play, because when I'm comfortable, I feel like, and I trust, and I know I have trust built into me, I feel like I can give you my all. So I feel like any situation that trusts me and invest in me to help their team, I feel like I can do anything they need me to do, whether it's pass and shoot and being a star player or being a backup point guard. I really just take pieces of Kevin Durant, Steve Nash, Kyrie Irving, just different players from over the years that all do different things and just try to like add it all in one, or do what they do best and add that to the game. Honestly, I just feel confident. I don't really feel like I need to prove anything. I just feel like I've been doing this my whole life, so this is where I believed I'd be, and it's kind of crazy I'm here now. So seeing it, it's like even crazier. But I feel like when you try to prove to someone, that's when it goes left. You prove to yourself, and honestly, I'm just proving to myself that I can belong here, and step by step, I just feel like I've been doing that this whole time, so I'm just taking it step by step.